We're back again, guys. We are another exciting episode of Bristol for Today podcast. So today we're here to talk about gratitude and thankfulness. For me, I don't know if it's different. I don't know if it's the same thing, no, but we're here to find out. I'm your host for today, Emanuela Onyema, and with me on set today is...
My name is Oguntuashe Temitope.
And...
My name is Amuche Jachima.
Jachi, you're very beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get right to it, guys. So, Jachi and Temi.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like you guys to tell me today, how will you define or describe gratitude and then thankfulness? And then, do you feel like it's the same thing or is there a difference? I don't know. I'd like to find out.
Okay, I feel like the term gratitude and then thankfulness are two terms that are actually used interchangeably. But gratitude is more on a deeper level. Like, it's more about reflecting on the good things in your life, the good people in your life, all the positive things that have happened in your life. It's more of a long-term something. Meanwhile, on the other hand, I feel thankfulness is more of something that is momentarily. Like, for example, someone gives you something or someone helps you out. Okay. You just tell the person thank you and then that's it. Okay. But gratitude, like, it's more about intangible things like life, good health, like...
It goes deeper.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me.
Yes, I'm in support of her, like she said. Even though those words are used interchangeably, I still feel like no two words will mean exactly the same thing.
Okay.
So, for me, thankfulness is just like is at that specific instance. For example, someone giving me, let me say, 200 naira or 1,000 naira to buy something, right there and there, I will say thank you. I'm grateful for that. But something like gratitude will go far beyond that. Okay. It's more or less like a virtue that is being cultivated over time while being thankful in all things. Mm-hmm. So that gratitude might encompass both positive and negative things because they need to be there to augment each other. Okay. And it's, like I said, over time. And it's not really for only material things. What of those things you are not empowered to account for, such as your life. Your life is something that you are continually grateful to God for.
Okay.
Your life, good health of mind and body, because it's wanted to be alive. It's that ability to have good health. Some are in ICU, some are just that. So over time, we continue being thankful, and then it builds up that virtue of gratitude, which is very important in our lives.
Okay, so I think you guys said the same thing. From what I get, from what you guys said, thankfulness is like something of the moment, yes. And gratitude is more long-term based. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so today, I would like to ask both of you, what are you grateful for today?
Since I'm grateful for actually playing sing.
Do you want to cry? I feel like there's tears in your eyes.
No, actually, like, there's actually a lot to be grateful for. First of all, I'm alive. Like, once there's life, there's hope.
Yes.
Second one is that I'm healthy. Like, I'm healthy.
Okay.
I'm thankful for the gift of salvation. Like, for the fact that Jesus Christ actually came, like, saw me and felt like I was worth dying for.
That's deep.
I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for friends. I'm grateful for loved ones, academics. I'm grateful for what I've achieved and what I'm yet to achieve.
Basically, the list just goes on.
Yes, it just goes on and on.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, then.
There are so many things I'm grateful for. There are so many, too long. For my life, first of all, for this level that I am currently, despite all the trials and all those setbacks in life, disappointments of different kinds, so many things, but still, I'm still grateful for all of them because some things needed to happen when they happened in order to shape me, that my life currently. Somewhat 2 years ago, when some things happened to me, I was then at a crossroads. I was like, where do I go on from here? No plan. Nothing was in my mind. Nothing like go and write JAMB. I mean, I've written JAMB like 4 times. And it's not easy. I've done so many these things. So Then compared to where I was 2022, which is 2 years ago, to till now, there is a very big difference. Something I'm very grateful for.
Wow.
I know that in days to come, weeks, months, years, things will get better, will improve over time, and then. But at the moment, I am grateful for everything. The ups and downs in lives, the bad times, good times, everything, because they needed to have happened. And then those that will still happen again to lift me higher, to let me understand some experiences in life and everything not together. Because for me, they work together towards one purpose, and that is bringing the best out of me. If those bad things did not kill me then, they only built me up to be stronger now. And seeing those things come up again, it's going to, by God's grace, I will continue moving on.
Okay,
Yes.
that's nice. Okay, what you just said brings us to our next topic. Okay, our next question. Sorry, I would like to ask, how do you think? How should I know I've heard sayings like in all things give thanks to God, like in all situations. So that's a passage in the Bible.
Yes.
So I want to ask, what do you have to say to our viewer at home? In what way can we cultivate this habit of being thankful and being grateful, even in times of difficulties, like in time of sickness, in time of loss? How should we be able to cultivate that habit of still being grateful and giving thanks?
Okay, I feel like this gratefulness of a thing that we're talking about, like we say it, but practicalizing it like in an aspect where the person now is going through loss or going through one difficulty or the other is actually difficult. If you say the truth, it's actually very difficult. And being grateful does not mean that your life is perfect. It does not mean that there are no negativities. But it just means like in the midst of that storm, like you just find little things to be grateful for. We all know of the song, count your blessings, name them home. Exactly. So if you can count like the little things, like as I said earlier, being alive is actually something to be grateful for. There are people in the grave. People in the grave actually had dreams. Like everybody had dreams. Everybody had aspirations. Yeah. But we are alive. That means like there is still hope. You get, we are healthy. Like if you should go to the hospital, as he said earlier, like there are people in ICU, there are people that are going through one difficulties, there are people that are blind, people that are lame. So I feel like even like, how will I put it now? To cultivate the habit of being grateful in the midst of difficulties, just to think about the little things. You don't need to start thinking about the great achievement. Just think about the little things that are going well in your life. Do you get, like, think about the little things, and then you find out that as time goes on, you just cultivate the habit and actually help the person get better and get happier.
Okay, thank you.
Well, from my own understanding and point of view, when you had this question, it took me back to like some 16, 17 years ago, when then my rector in the minor seminary, we always tell us that in everything that we do, we should always be grateful to God, whether it's positive or it's negative. There are reasons why all these things tend to happen. You take examinations, you're offering like 10, 11, 12 subjects, and then you happen to fail one, and we start complaining, nagging, why me this one? What about the 9 that you passed?
Exactly.
Did we go back to thank God for those ones that we passed? And then what about those that failed more than we have failed? What should they do? So it's just everything. There are always things that happen in life. There are some things beyond our control. But when these things happen, what is our own response towards it? The philosophers, especially those in the school of thought called existentialism, they speak about facticities. Now, those facticities are things that are beyond your control. Life just gives them to you. It can be your father died. It can be you were born blind. It can be anything at all that is just beyond your control. First of all, you did not choose to be born where you were born. You didn't choose your family. You didn't choose the country you were born. All those things.
Yes.
But Now, it has happened. What is now your response towards it? That is now the important thing. No one is actually bothered with you fell, how you fell. No one is bothered. We are bothered with the redemption story that comes after the fall.
Amen.
What did you do again after it? For example, if you boil water, hot water, just to give an example of what I said about conditions in life. Hot water, you boil hot water like beyond its normal boiling point. Then you put egg inside the water. You put carrots inside the water. And then you put something like a coffee bean inside the water. If you bring it out after like, let me say 30 minutes or so, the carrots went in strong. But bringing it out, it has been destroyed. The egg was strong in the outside, but when you bring it out, it's now stronger in the inside. While the outside, even though the outside can be broken, the inside is still strong. But the coffee bean, on the other hand, it just goes with the water and it becomes like it. So that hot water is situation in life. All these three things that enter the water were individual persons. Now, they all went into the same situation, but the responses were not the same. So now it's based on us. Which one are you going to be? Will you enter into the situation strong and then you are coming out weak? It will weighs you down. Or you'll be strong and later on it's made you stronger by building you up. Or you just, the situation happens and you are able to make the utmost best of it such that people will see you and will ask, wait, was it not you that this happened to the other day? How were you able to recover from it so fast? It happens, we see it in life, every aspect of life. But if we keep on saying that things were bad, this one, that one, like I say jokingly when I'm just with my friends, say since I was born till now, my parents have never told me that times are soft. Times were always hard then. They are hard now, they'll be hard later on. But the hardness of the times are not the same, and then people's reactions over this hardness is now what makes you to have an authentic life, or your life is inauthentic. But in all these things, first of all, you are grateful for the fact that it even happened to you. Then you are grateful for the energy and the strength, the fortitude that is given to you to be able to withstand it. And when you go through it and you come out successfully, you have a story to tell. And then when that story comes, your gratitude will now be on the level of testimony. So you are now a sign and a proof that if this can happen to you and you can survive it, then any other person, it can happen to them. And you now be like a source of inspiration and motivation for people in similar situations. That's what I feel.
That's a whole lot. I just feel like, I don't even know, I'm blown. Like it's a lot. I feel like we really came to this particular topic is just something that is stored somewhere in your head, and it's you are taking it so personal.
Yeah.
Okay. According to what Jachi said, the one way to handle this thing is to focus on the positive instead of thinking about all the negative. I think both of you actually talked about that point.
Yeah.
So just focus on those good things that are happening instead of thinking so much about the bad thing and then letting it weigh you down and all that. And you also said we should learn to the way we respond to things. So even when life is coming or hard blows at you, if you try to be calm and all that, I guess being calm will also allow you to see those little good things that are also in. I think that's a whole lot. I'm sure our viewers, our viewer at home is like getting a lot from this. So there's something else I want to ask.
Okay.
This habit, which we've all agreed is very good and very important in our life in general.
Yeah.
What can you tell us as some obstacles that maybe prevent us or makes it harder? Like now, you want to live a life of gratitude. You've heard this. You are home. You are listening to this, and you are like, okay, there's a point in this thing, and then you want to do it. You want to cultivate that habit of being grateful always. But then there's something stopping you. So, what are these things that could possibly be hindrances to that habit of gratitude and thankfulness?
Okay. Yes. Based on what we have said so far, one of the things that hinders it is thinking more of the negatives than the positives. Having a pessimistic thought towards things does not really help in building that. Because when someone feels like things will not go well, even before you even give it a trial, it's not going to go well. Definitely will not go well because you've conditioned your mind towards it not going well.
Okay.
This gratitude that we are talking about is not something that it just happens all of a sudden. It's over time. Over time, you keep on building it.
Yes.
Keep on building it. You are grateful for everything in your life, just the little things that happen. Many of us may not even remember that even us being alive is something to be grateful of.
Yeah.
We are really bothered with when our contract of 250 million enters. You know that yes, finally, I'm grateful to God. That's when we all go to the church and we give the testimony. I'm grateful to God that you do this, you kill cow, kill this.
Okay.
This one who can kill vulture, said they will kill vulture, but that's that. So, still, in all these things, while these things are going on, we also need to know that you cannot compare yourself to others. If you look at the birds in the sky, not all of them fly on the same level. There are different levels, but all of them are flying. And you notice that those that fly higher, it takes them a longer period to attain that height. In our hands, the lines on our hands are not the same. And because they are not the same, it means that definitely things that will happen in our lives may not exactly be the same. So why are you comparing yourself with others? That comparison, continue to compare. You won't be grateful for, first of all, the good ones that you are seeing. You are bothered with, if this is happening to this person, why can't it happen to me? This one, then the nagging comes in. Once nagging enters, being pessimistic will come in, and then every other thing, it kills that spirit of gratitude.
Okay.
There was a story that someone told me. Two people were classmates. They both went in to study medical laboratory sciences. Now, one graduated within the normal space of, I think it's 5 or 6 years, I don't really know. Then another person had some delays, could not pass some courses, and then ended up using 7 or 8, 9 years. But this person that used 9 years, at the person's convocation, it's kind of happened that a very big personality in that field came around for the convocation. And just as like a random lesson, hello, congratulations, how are you? What did you study? And then he said, oh wow, this is, and they send your CV, this one, that one. That's how it happened. Out of the country, working and is doing well.
Wow.
If that person had been bothered with where his mates would have been how many years ago, and can you even account for where those people are actually? Do you know whether they even have jobs that they had never the graduation?
Maybe they
but
even forfeited.
You can't account for that. You are able to account for your own life now that this has happened. And then when you call those of your classmates who actually graduated within that record time, and they'll be like, look at what has happened over this, you'll be like, wait, was it not you that spent how many years in university? And you don't know what someone else is going through. Like I say jokingly with my friends, I said, see, if you call a ward meeting, every single person, a very big table that can accommodate every single person, is just like an imagery. Every single person should sit down. When you are coming for the meeting, you only have one agenda. You are coming to exchange your problem with another person. When you exchange the problem, you leave. You'll be surprised that everybody will go for that meeting. You will stand up, carry your problems, and walk away.
Yeah.
You feel,
Honestly, I will exchange my problem with Max Gabriel.
Yeah.
Because I will exchange it to her.
What if he has a deeper problem that you have no idea
You will
about?
not account for that. Because if I am complaining that, okay, I'm in school now, these courses are difficult, this one, that one. Well, okay, let's exchange with somebody who is a businessman doing his best, but the person has only one kidney and one lung. And it's like a ticket, will I swap? You will not know this until the person brings it out. And
then, that type now. We'll look for people with smaller problems.
That's what it look like, but what is actually a smaller problem? What's actually a smaller problem?
What is a small problem to that person?
It's just that
It
way.
makes-
That's my
that
own
actually makes a whole
view.
lot
That's
of
my view of
sense.
this.
Wow, yes.
Okay.
I think I understand that. So, Jachi, do you have some of these obstacles? Do you have something to add?
Honestly, he said, or it still boils down to comparison, honestly.
Yes.
Because as our faces are different, our problems are different. You get, like, you might see somebody and the person seems like everything is perfectly
Okay.
fine with the person. You don't know the person on a deeper level. You get, even like, okay, sometimes you tend to view all these like influencers from social media and then they seem perfect. But honestly, nobody is perfect. Everybody, like, we all have what we are going through. You get, so it all boils down to what he said earlier, being positive and then stop comparison.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So, what about entitlement?
Yeah.
Because I feel like entitlement is something that makes us don't even feel like we are supposed to be grateful.
Yeah.
When you feel like, I deserve it or it's my right, you won't even be able to say thank you to the person who gave it to you.
Yes, entitlement really has a very, very big role to play in it. A
So
very
I think
big
this
role.
the spirit of
Yeah.
entitlement actually it shoves off gratitude
Yeah.
as like completely. Because I mean, if you feel like okay, maybe Jachi, let's say you while coming to set today, you bought me a plate of food. And then somehow I feel like, now she knows I'm going to stress myself today, so why not? I might not even tell you thank you for the food because I deserve it, right? It's my right. So I think entitlement is just
Yes.
It depends on what's the view of entitlement here.
Okay.
Like me working for someone, definitely when the person pays me my salary, I'm not obliged to going to say thank you because I deserve to receive that salary.
No, I feel you are
But-
obliged to say thank you.
The salary is like I worked for it, and
Yeah,
then
you
it's
worked
an-
for it, but there are many jobless people, and the person is your employer, so the person have the right to sack you. Yeah, you worked for it, no doubt,
Okay.
but you don't feel entitled. Do you get my point? Like,
Yes,
I
yes,
get
yes.
that
I'm here, I'm
every
here.
laborer deserves his wages, but there is no harm in just saying a thank you. That's just what I feel.
okay, but maybe the word is not obliged. Maybe you're not obliged to say thank you, but maybe courtesy
Yeah,
demands
exactly.
or
Courtesy
morals.
demands to say
Yes,
thank
but
you.
as an
Okay.
obligation, like you must, I may not see it that way. But you might later on go to say thank you, but
It's
when
not a
it comes
must.
to that, it's not a compulsory
Okay,
thing to
yes,
say
yes.
thank
But
you
it's
compared
necessary.
to-
Okay, not compulsory, but
necessary.
necessary.
Okay.
All the same, I still feel like that little gratitude like goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now let's talk about the benefits of gratitude. Like, do you feel being grateful improves maybe your relationship with other people? Do you feel it does something better? What do you have to say about that?
Definitely it does.
Okay.
Honestly, if someone is grateful to you, like, let's take it now, if someone is grateful to you and the person always tells you thank you, and the person shows gratitude or every time you do something good, you'll be impressed and you want to do even more for the person. Like, it's just natural. Like, everybody loves being praised. Even God self loves being praised. You get so
I agree. I
Yeah.
think I agree with that, yeah.
Yes, in line with that, I am of the same view. Even let's talk about our continent, Africa. Thanksgiving and gratitude are two things that are very fundamental in our lives, such that when you do this, the person who is performing this goodwill for you sees reason to do more for you because I am thankful for this. I appreciate it. Everything is you. There's that spirit. Let me do more for this person. Let me continue to do more. It's in most spheres of life. That is why, in all things, we still give thanks to God. That even whether it's the one you wanted or it's not what you wanted, anyhow it says, whatever happens, both to God and to fellow persons, still be grateful for what comes your way, because first of all, it is not something that was your right to receive. I mean, someone giving me a gift, there were more than 500 persons in the person's head, but among all those chose me to give. It didn't happen out of the blues. I personally don't feel things happen by chance.
yes.
Even if it happened by chance, the very fact that chance fell in my favor would be something that
enough to
is,
say thank
so you say
you.
thank you.
That's
nice.
nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Wow, that's a whole lot on gratitude and thankfulness. I think I've actually learned things that I wasn't aware of, like the fact that they are not really the same. You know, I used to think that okay, I'm thankful means I'm actually grateful, but it's good to know that gratitude rather runs deeper, and
it
then
runs deeper.
a long term something. You can't just show your gratitude in one day. I think. Okay, this reminds me of what a friend of mine, someone very close to me, we were having an issue. Okay, what caused it is what I was angry because I was sick and I told him I was sick. And for like 3 days, he didn't ask me. And I got angry. But the truth is, in the space of that 3 days, I can't even say all of them, but he kept on coming through for me. Like there was something I wanted to do, and there was no way that thing would have been possible without his help. And he came through. He did it for me. Then there was also one that even involved I and my family. Like something was about to go wrong, and because of his help, he had to come in. He had to like kind of cut corners for it to actually happen.
Okay.
Now, when he did this thing, I was thankful. Let me use thankful, not grateful, because of what you guys have taught me. I was thankful. I was honestly thankful. I was almost moved to tears. I was like, another thing is, I didn't say it. So I think communication also now comes in, because I didn't say it, but I know I felt really thankful. And then, but that was it. I was thankful that day. The next day, I was now remembering that he has not asked me about my health. I mean, you've not asked about my health. You've not asked how I'm doing. You're not asking if I'm taking my drugs. And then I hit him with it. And then we quarreled. And he said something to me, which is something he doesn't usually do. But he was like, okay, today you're angry because of this. But what about all these things that happened? That was when I realized that I was thankful, yes, when it was happening, but I didn't show gratitude. Because not only did I not really say it, I did not dwell on it.
And that was entitlement.
All of a sudden, I felt entitled.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm not talking about the bad thing or the negative thing he did. That now boils down to focusing on the positive. The positive thing happened. I was thankful, but I forgot it in a hurry. I guess that's how we also tend to forget that we are alive. Maybe you did a kind of business and then you used the last 20k you have. Maybe the 20k is not even your own. Maybe it's someone's money. And then you use it and somehow you lose that money. And that is what you're focusing on now. You will not remember maybe the fact that you were almost in an accident few days ago, not even years, few days ago, because that one happened and it was good and you enjoyed it in the moment. So we just have to that is where gratitude comes in.
Yeah.
Because gratitude is not just thankfulness, which just happens. I'm thankful. Thank you for what you did, and then I forget about it. But gratitude goes deeper.
Yeah,
you concentrate, like maybe you focus on that good thing, and that is how gratitude is built in our hearts. I guess this is really, really new. I tell you, I don't know. I feel like I've learned more from people than even this viewer, dear viewer. I feel like I've learned more because it's personal. I guess I am thankful most of the times, but I don't really know how to have that spirit of gratitude.
Another tip I would like to add is that
Yes,
there was
please.
a friend of mine once told me something. There was a time I used to feel down, and you know when you tend to focus more on the negativities. Person just told me, get a book, write down all the things you are grateful for.
A gratitude
Then
journal.
write gratitude
I heard
journal.
about
Then
that.
write down all the things that you feel like are not really going well for you. Then you now compare. Like first of all, you check the list of the positives and the negatives. Like when I did, I found out that the positives were like way more
than the
greater than, like, it was
Negatives.
bigger than the negatives. And then within the negatives, there are some that can actually, how will I put it? There are some that are modifiable. Do you get what I'm telling you? So don't focus more on the things that you cannot control. Focus more on the good things in your life.
Okay. So something just came to mind, yeah. Okay, so there's the story of the lepers in the Bible. I think the 10 lepers that Jesus healed. And he said there were 10 and he healed the 10 of them, but just one person came back. So I don't know. I feel like definitely as he healed them, all of them were happy. Yeah. All of them were thankful, but only one person came back to him. So in this case now, what is playing out? Which of them was thankful? Which of them was it thankfulness? Was it gratitude? And which of them did they lack? I mean the 9.
I feel like there is a probability that the 9 were not even thankful. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it happened at that moment and then they left immediately. There's only one person that came back. So.
What if they left in joy? What if the thankfulness was too much in their heart?
You were thankful, but the person you're thankful to is not aware. So,
okay.
That's where communication comes in.
Okay, yes.
You cannot tell them that you're thankful and it's in your
without
heart. I'm not reading your mind.
it.
Yeah, you have to show it. So I'll know that you're really thankful.
Yeah, what do you have to say to me?
Well, actually, because of in those days, first of all, he said the instruction of Christ was go and show yourself to the priests. Maybe they were on the road, on the journey to go and see the priest first before coming back to be grateful. And if you notice, when that one that came back, the Bible was specific. He was a Samaritan, meaning that law of going to see the priest was not binding on him. So he could have come back because that law was not binding. Maybe he was not aware of that law to go see the priest.
But the Bible did not tell us about those other 9 coming back after seeing the priest.
Exactly.
Yes, we cannot account for that.
I don't think they came back.
We can't account for that. True, but what happened? The whole idea that Christ was trying to drive out was be grateful in all circumstances, and the 10 leper story. That's one person coming back symbolizes a lot. The person that came back, first of all, he was a foreigner. The others, they were Jews. Now, in our normal Christian life, me waking up, things going well for me, is like God is supposed to do this on a good day now. But someone that does not believe in God, now something all of a sudden, like let me say a miracle happens to me, and I'm like, oh, finally, God has finally done this thing in my life. Yes, he's supposed to do this. He knew I was going through this and he came this. But someone that does not know God, all of a sudden, this kind of thing just happens. Definitely, that one will tend to feel that more, that something happened to me. Yes, I was not supposed to have received this, but still, this man came and did this for me, and that is why he went back. Why we have that religious view there, we still also have the fact that let's know who these things happen to: the Jews, the non-Jews. The non-Jew came back. Why the Jews felt like he was supposed to do this, because obviously they would have heard about the fame of Jesus and know how he has done all these things. So in doing it to Jews, they'd be like, it's a normal thing now.
Okay, I think now this is like where over familiarity and entitlement comes in, because they mean that
people can't even kneel down in the morning and even say something as simple as our Father. God, I'm grateful for even waking up. Some just wake up and then the first thing you are going to do is you go to your social media and you're like, they did reply to my Instagram account.
You don't even know if you can walk.
I swear.
Jachi, I sure you're not guilty. Okay. That's it. Okay, so I think that also now tells us that over familiarity also kills the spirit of gratitude. Yes, because I think it's over familiarity that leads to entitlement. Yes, because like you said, the other 9 lepers were Jews. So they felt like, this is our Jesus now, this is our man, so he did it for us. But the Samaritan, on the other hand, now was the person who felt, I'm not even worthy. And yet he did it for me. So he still came back to say thank you. Yeah. So I think that explains it on a whole. Wow. I think I have to say
that familiarity too is something we need to correct, because okay, for instance, as I said earlier, like being grateful, okay, to, for example, friends. Like your friend don't need to do anything momentarily for you to be thankful to that person, or rather for you to be grateful. You can just meet the person oh, you have done so and so for me. You have always been there for me, even with my bad character, even with my flaws. Even, there are many reasons why you should leave me, but you're still by my side. You get? So don't get too used to a person that you cannot say thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, there's this other point I want to make. Okay. So, I'm sure you've maybe on social media come across some tweets or even maybe funny memes where they'll say something like, I love you, baby. Or rather, God bless you, my son, is better than I love you, baby. Okay. Now, I think the context is as a struggling guy, or even if you have all the money, or let's say struggling, as a struggling guy, you have a girlfriend and you give her thank you. And she's like, oh, baby, I love you. Thank you. You know, all that. And then you send your mom 2K and she's going down on her knees to pray for you. So now, in this sense now, like, what I want to know is, are both of them not being grateful? Are both of them not being thankful in their own way? I mean, I don't know. What would you say?
Honestly, they are. Both of them actually being grateful in their own way. Honestly, like, the girl said what she could say now. I love you, thank you. Oh, the mother on the other hand, God bless you, my son. But honestly, I just feel like, come on, why will you give your mom 2K and give your babe 20K? Like, it doesn't make sense.
No, now, we are not here to judge on that. We are not. But, okay, see what I'm trying to say is, okay, the lady now that said, I love you, and all the lovey-dovey words, is there gratitude in that?
Yes.
Do you think so?
Yes, there is.
Tell me.
Well, for me, I'm not a relationship expert, and then sometimes human beings may not always say what they mean, and they may not always mean what they say.
Okay.
So it can also play on the psychology. I love you, this one, that one, all those things can happen. But also, you are not inside her heart to be like, well, give me just thank you. Think you can never plait my hair. All those kind of things. It can happen, but you will not tell the truth to your face.
Okay.
But your mom, on the other hand, maybe that will be, she knows that she is always at the receiving end of anything that happens to you. Tomorrow, the girlfriend can go, no, but the mother is always there. So whether such guy is successful in future, the mom is still there to reap the fruits of the labor. If the girlfriend peradventure marries her at the end of the day, she is also going to reap it. But the mom is always there, necessary. Yes. And this is our joy to see that our son prospers, to see that God continues to bless him, continues to bless the work of his hand. But the girlfriend can be like, baby, I'm this, all those things. But if we ask, how many girls actually even pray for their boyfriends that God should? We ask that thing. This is not husband and wife. This is just a normal dating. How many even remember that?
But is it not possible that the fact that she's not praying does not mean she's not grateful?
I'm not saying
maybe she's showing her gratitude in a different way.
I'm not saying she's not grateful. Yes, she might be grateful, but on the level of you do not know what is in one's heart or whatever. Like I said earlier, we might not always say what we mean. It might always mean what we say. Your mom, for sure, if she kneels down to do that, you know that, this is actually authentic. The girlfriend zone might be authentic, true, I'm not doubting it. But in our world today, I mean, you don't need to drink the whole seawater to know it is salty. We see these kind of things can... I'm not a relationship expert, but still...
Yeah. You've said more than a relationship expert. And I'm sure she thought she was a relationship expert, but you've said more than us here.
But still, there is still gratitude in it, and it also boils down to the way we all are grateful to things that happen to us. Some people God can perform a miracle. Okay, like let me use our normal student life. God made you pass one very strong course that, that on a good day to pass this kind of course, you require 13 hours of no sleep. God allows you to pass that course, allows that person to pass that course. Someone might be so grateful to the extent of even going to kneel down, you pray to God 5 hours and being grateful. Another person might just come there in a space of 5 minutes and does what is grateful about. Two of them came back and they were grateful for passing that one course. It was not someone saying it on a peripheral level will be like the person that is spent long time is actually more grateful than, but you are not in the heart to know what exactly
The
is.
person feels.
So for me, they are both grateful, yes, and then, like I said, psychological factors and that is might also, you cannot account for what is in the person's heart. But based on what we heard, though, honey, I'm grateful, thank you. This we take it to be true. Yes, we take it to be true. We take it to be true.
We take it. Okay.
Let me rest the case.
Oh my God. Okay. You see, for me, what me I'm just getting from this thing you are saying is, ladies are home. You know this is festive period. So as he's giving you that 10K and 20K, don't just stop at, oh, baby, I love you. Kneel down and pray.
God,
Pray for him. Yes, now. Because though I think I also got from your point that there is no specified way to show gratitude. There is no no specific way. There is no memo. There is no handwritten guide that this is how you show it. So it's all lastly it's all what's in your heart. And like they say, you can't really know. My mom will say, Obi Buakba, that the mind is a handbag, and you can't tell what each person has in his or her bag, like in his or her mind. So another thing is to learn to show it despite it all. So if you are thankful to someone, you are grateful for something someone has done, don't just be feeling it in your heart that this person actually like me. I'm guilty of this one. In my heart I will almost be crying like you did this for me. But later I tend to realize that I don't even dwell on it. I don't talk about it. I don't show it. And the next thing I'm angry about another thing. Just like they say, some people don't know how to. This one, I know my spiritual guy told me that the way he starts his prayer is like after in the name of the Father, the next thing is thank you, Jesus. Like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, repeatedly. And I'm like, okay. So because he's like, you don't just go to God and start asking him things. What about all the things he has done? Exactly. Are you sure you've actually said thank you for all of them? So even when we want to pray, that means it's not just about people, even to God. Like when you want to pray, first of all, say thank you for everything. Like you said, we can't even count all the blessings. So just say thank you. Even if you don't know what you're thanking him for, but say thank you first. And then you also said thanking someone actually compels, sometimes encourages the person to want to do more. So I guess as you're saying thank you, Jesus, he's ticking the first prayer point. Thank you, Jesus, he's ticking the second one. Thank you, Jesus, he's ticking the third one. So before you even start saying, because he knows what's in our heart even more than us. Yeah. So before you even start saying it out, he has settled you. So I think we really need to cultivate this habit of gratitude and thankfulness. So I just want to ask you guys one more thing is, what is like some tips you guys will like have for us? Me, I need this too. And then the viewer at home, like some tips, some ways to help us be more intentional about gratitude and thankfulness.
I think we've actually said it before. First of all, the gratitude journal, like try to write down all the good things that have been happening in your life, like compare it to the negative ones, and then you find out that the good things are actually greater. All right. Okay. And the second one is try to be positive. Try to view things from an optimistic point of view. I know some people tend to be like, okay, be realistic, be real, this is how it is. But okay, there's actually something I saw that if you put a glass of water and then it's half, and you tell two people to come and view it, someone come and look at the glass of water and be like, okay, this glass is half empty. Another person will look at it, it's half full. So follow the person that says it is half full. Like look at things from the aspect of it will get better. It always gets better. Because once there is life, there is hope. It always gets better. Don't focus on the negative. Just see that things always get better. As far as you are alive, there is hope.
I'm really touched. Temi, do you have another bomb to drop? Because that's what you've been doing from the beginning of this podcast. So just drop the last one that we'll go home with.
There is no, everything has been said though.
Yeah.
You are to show gratitude. First of all, do not dwell on the negativity. Dwell more on the positive side. To dwell on the fact that since we get better than the current situation, stop comparison with others, because that is really
Killer of joy.
Yes, I
So-
think there's a saying like that. Comparison
Yes.
is a thief of joy.
Yeah, and then try when you look at others and you just want to do your best to how to be on this level. Is why am I not here? This one, no, it's not a matter of why. There are reasons. When you are in darkness, when you are in the state of darkness, first of all, you look at it from two angles. You are in the state of darkness might mean you are in state of confusion, like you are not happy for that current situation. But what if you have been planted in that situation to grow? The seed grows in darkness in the soil now, but when it comes out, no one remembers that it was in that soil. What we are all saying is this is the fruit of everything that has happened. So that state of desolation in life, despite the fact that all these things, there's always hope. And when you dwell more on that hope, you tend to see that you can grow higher and higher and higher. And in all situations, setbacks, success, falters, everything is, I am thankful that it happened. I'm thankful to God that I was able to go through it. The thanksgiving continues to grow so that in the long run, when everything comes out perfect and when all is said and done, your life will be a testimony to others. When we look at most of these motivational books that are written by so many people, Ben Carson is one example, Brian Tracy and the others. We continue to see, they give us instances in life that, yes, things were not always rosy from the beginning, but at the end of the day, they have grown up to the level, like they have finally gotten to that level whereby things have now been fine and they can tell others this how to go. In life, I tell people that in life, there are 3 stages of things. You have the stage that's referred to as the valley of nothingness. You have another stage, which is the mountain of omnipotence. And then you come to the island of relevancy. In the valley of nothingness, nothing seems to be going fine. Everything is scattered. But you keep on climbing to the top of the mountain. You can fall, start afresh. Fall, start afresh. But when you finally get to the top of the mountain of omnipotence, then you can come down to the island of relevance and make a strong impact. How will you tell someone positive and practical guidelines in making a person's life better if you yourself have not been through such a thing in the past? Because you've been through such a thing, you have gone through all those and trials of it. You have come out of it. You've gotten to the peak. And then from there, you can now sit down and say, look, these things tend to happen. And this is how you go about it. That's why we normally talk about the wisdom of the elders. Because we feel that the elders, they've seen so many of these things. Like we normally say in Africa, that when an elder will see sitting down, even if you climb a child climbs a tree, he will not see it, because they've been through all these things. And when they tell you the path that you should go, it's because they know that, yes, definitely this path will lead you right. I don't need to, growing up as a child, growing up as an elder, if I see that this place is a hole, I fell into that hole and I came out from the hole. If I see a child now walking towards, I should be able to bend the child's direction towards avoiding that circumstance. You must not necessarily fall into that same thing to come out to know. We may not need to go through the same experiences. I experienced this thing, so now know, okay, such a situation, you need to go about it this way and this, so they don't make the same mistakes that were made earlier. And then the road to success becomes easier. That's why I feel is in all these guidelines and everything. That's what I can say about it.
That is, I don't know. I don't know how I feel right now, but I must say, I think I didn't expect this to be like this. I didn't expect this episode to be like this. I just felt like we're coming to talk about gratitude, thankfulness, and I'm like, it's not thank you. Thank you. I always say thank you. So, but right now, like, it's all on another level. Like, knowing everything that has been shared today, I'm sure someone at home is like wowed and like mind blown and all. And I must say, Temi, I don't know, but at a point you were a student, at another point you were a psychologist, then you became a theologian. I don't even know what to say. But I think after this, I will still come and meet you again, because I don't know. I think you have more to tell us. I think you have more. So I'll just make it my own personal commission. I need to learn more from you, because I mean, Jachi, what do you think? No, I was impressed. It's really nice. It was really educating. Like, both of you guys like broke it down and let us into those things we haven't really thought about. And at the end of the day, we can all say that it's good to be thankful, but then hold on to that thankfulness and let it become a spirit of gratitude in you, because with gratitude it goes long term. With gratitude you are able to focus on those things that are going well instead of the ones that are maybe not really going as planned. And with gratitude we are able to keep on saying thank you, which also open doors for more blessings. And it also enhances our relationship with people, because I mean, when you're always grateful for this person, you imagine, like you said now, telling your friend, imagine your friend just comes to you one day, I'm like, thank you for being my friend. Hey, me, leave that friendship. How? I mean, you are thankful to me for being your friend. That's something that you go to sleep smiling about, and you'll be so happy that you're that person's friend. You understand? So I think it really enhances our relationship with people and our relationship with God, like we said. So I've really learned a whole lot, and I'm sure of you at home is like on the same place with me. So there you are at home, as you're watching, as we've come to the end of today's episode. If down to the comment section, I would like us to see more about gratitude. Like, give us those instances where you feel you have not shown enough gratitude. You know, when maybe there's something you're thankful for, like I said, the story I shared, you're really thankful for it, but you were not able to express that gratitude to the person in question. So let's share our stories and also drop more advices. I don't think we can have enough of these tips and what we need to do to get it right. So we've come to the end of this show, and I would like to say thank you. A big thanks. Like, this is me being thankful. This is me being grateful. And for joining us today on this wonderful episode. I've learned so much. I've gained so much knowledge about gratitude and thankfulness. And I'm sure I'm not alone. So this is a little thank you. I don't even know if it's up to gratitude, but it's like a little thank you from our hearts. Thank you for joining us today. We thank you so much. And we hope to see you again, on something else. Like, come and drop these bombshells on something else. I'm sure there's a lot of knowledge to share with us. And then that's it. We've come to the end of today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.